modulus 2 is equal to 0. Well, that should fail because we know we have an odd number. And sure enough, it does fail and drops down to print line, odd number entered. So we printed the line like that. And we look at the output, and sure enough, odd number entered, and program's done. Okay? Is there any questions on what I did there from anyone? We'll stop for here for a minute, and you can ask questions. Okay? All right. Does anybody want to see another example program? Okay. All right. So getting a bunch of yeses here. I can't even speak English tonight. That's fine. All right. So let me do this. Let me deal with this here. Something is frozen here. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Just a moment. Okay. I'll figure this out. Just a moment. Okay. Something has gone weird. Okay. Something is just frozen up. Just give me a minute here and I'll get it going again. Okay. Can everybody see my screen? Okay. Yeah, something on my end froze up here. Okay, so let's do this. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close this project. Create a new one. Before I do that, I just want to show you one thing. I don't recall if I showed you this before, but if you look in your NetBeans and this an opening screen here under Learn and Discover, what you have is you have a pretty good little tutorial here on a tour of the system. You have some example projects. So if you hit try a sample project, if you go to Java or any of those, anagram game, you can hit next and just let it do its thing. And what will pop up is a completely written Java code with all the source for a game that does anagrams. Okay, so it's a nice way to find some pre-written projects for you to kind of look through, help you understand. Some of them are a little bit advanced, some of them aren't so advanced, but it's just a nice little feature. So I'm just going to close that out now. Okay. Community Corner is pretty good. It's just a developer corner, so you can go out there and they'll have a beginners area and you can ask questions out there of people out on the internet if you like. Plenty of demos and tutorials. Okay, and then we go back here to My NetBeans, which shows all of your recent projects. And usually on this computer, it's all of your homeworks that I've sat down and graded. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and create a new project. And let's see, we're going to call this one, we'll call this week demo 2 week 2. Alright, so we'll finish that one out. Okay, so have you seen any examples of methods yet in your reading? You've been using methods all along if you haven't. Okay, so I'm going to take a Java class here and I'm going to create demo 2. let's see, let's see, demo 2 week 1. Okay. All right. So in this is going to be a demo of methods in a class. Okay. Um, I'm trying to recall. It's a fun thing about doing these live things. I can't remember necessarily which weeks things are presented in, but if it's not presented in this week, it's still a very good introduction. It's going to be very, very simple what we're going to do here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to create a simple couple of simple methods. Okay, so a method is nothing more than a group of code that's been logically connected together inside a wrapper called a function or a method. A method should only do one thing well and nothing else. So for example, a method may be used to convert a string that's all lowercase to all uppercase. A method may be used to create an application or a method that only determines whether a number is odd or even, something like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do initially is I'm going to say something like this. I'm going to say public static void main string args main, and what I'm going to do is main itself is a method. It's a function, and you know from experience already that everything within main, all of the code within main, is part of main, and it cannot be accessed unless we are in main or main has been called. The debugger itself, or actually running an application, automatically calls main because main is the entry point for any Java program. And it's the same for C++ and C# and some other languages as well. Okay, that's why it's called main. All right, so let's do this. So let's say public, let's see, public, I can spell. And we are going to say boolean get odd even. Oh, I am sorry. I just